Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jessie and today I'm doing the Finally Fall book tag. I was actually tagged by Angela over at Literature Science Alliance, whose channel will be linked down below because I love her channel so much. She is brilliant. If you have not seen any of her videos, you have to go check them out. She does this series where she tries to break down the real life science behind fantasy magic systems and other kinds of sci-fi books. Like she most recently did one on whether or not the science in Jurassic Park was actually possible, and that was such a fantastic video. So if you haven't checked out her channel, please go do so. She also has just amazing sci-fi and fantasy recommendations in general. So can't recommend Angela's channel enough, and thank you so much for tagging me to do this. A quick announcement before we get started. The Halloween Bookish Ball run by the book Bella is going on right now, where on Twitter you can check out all of the updates real time and submit your bookish Halloween costume as a part of a community costume contest where myself and several other booktubers will be judging the costume contest and picking out a winner, and the winner does get a prize for this. And then we are also doing a buddy read book where we are all reading Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, and I'm currently reading that right now and it is quite spooky. So if you want to join us, that live show for that discussion will be October 29th at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So please join us. I am so excited to be a part of this event. I'm going to have all of the information for it in the description box below if you want to check it out and enter that costume contest. Now, without further ado, let's get into this book tag. The first question: in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. So I have a couple of answers for this. The first one I want to talk about is Sunborne Rising Beneath the Fall by Erin Safronoff. This is actually a book that I received from the author to review, and I ended up really enjoying it, mainly because of the amazing world building in this book. It is so unique, so vivid, so lush. I have to show you guys because there are full page illustrations all throughout this book that just add to so much of the world building that takes place in this story. Look at that. That is so beautiful. It's like reading a novelization of like Avatar. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? So I thought that this world was something that I'd never read anything like it before, and the illustrations just added so much to the experience for this story. So I definitely think that if you're looking for an awesome middle grade fantasy novel, maybe you have kids in your life that are really into fantasy right now, or you yourself also like to indulge in a middle grade fantasy novel every now and then, I think that this is one that can be enjoyed by many in all ages and really appreciated no matter who you are, just because of the gorgeous world building. And then the other book I wanted to mention for this prompt is one that I didn't necessarily love, but I've seen so many other people love this book and just rave about it, and that is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. Even though I didn't love this book personally, I still really loved how Jemisin described New York City and made it come to life so vividly in my head. I'm not a New York native. I have visited the city. I've been there for a summer, so I know a little bit about New York City, but reading this book, I just felt so immersed in the city. And if you don't know what this is about, it's about 5 different boroughs of New York City becoming a part of the city and kind of being personified as the city's soul and protectors. And they are trying to fight this invading enemy into the city who wants to essentially destroy their city. And it's really interesting. The premise is something so unique and so creative that I really loved the premise behind it, but the world building and the setting was so excellently done. You can tell that this was Jemisin's love letter to New York. So if you just really appreciate an urban setting that feels like you're really there, really brings it to life, then I do highly recommend The City We Became, at least checking it out to see if it's for you. The second prompt is nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. So I have one for this, and that is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. This is a very heavy sad family drama contemporary story. You follow a couple different perspectives and a couple different timelines where this couple fell in love and then had kids, but you find out about their story before they had kids, and then you follow their story after they had kids. Something happens to one of their kids, and you just kind of deal with the repercussions of that throughout this story. And it's just really heavy, very sad, but my goodness, it was so beautifully written. And you just, even though you don't necessarily like the characters, you just feel for them. You just want to shake them, and you just want them to learn from their mistakes. And it's just so brilliantly done. So I think that if you really like a strong character-driven story that deals with some heavy topics but engages you throughout the entire way, and if you don't necessarily have to love your characters in a story, but you can just appreciate great character work, I think that this is a really, really beautiful story. And it's, even though, again, it's so sad and so frustrating, I can't help but recommend it because it really stuck with me. It was so beautifully told. So highly recommend Celeste Ng. She also wrote Little Fires Everywhere, which is also fantastic, but this one was just a little more depressing, I guess, than Little Fires Everywhere. Fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. Actually, for this one, I have one that I read, I think it was last year? Was it this year or was it last year? Oh my God, what is time? And it is Why We Sleep. I'm gonna put a picture of it right here because I listened to this on audiobook and I thought it was so life-changing. Oh my goodness. I thought that the audiobook just seemed overly long, but once I started listening, oh my God, I was so impressed with all of the data that the author had to back up everything he was saying. Just the importance of sleep. You know that sleep's important, but you just don't realize how important it truly is, and how if you don't get sleep, you can't believe the amount of things that can occur because of that. So I can't recommend this enough. It's life-changing. It will definitely make you want to get your 7 to 8 hours every single night. I personally took so much away from it and thought that all of the examples and stories and true accounts that the author used to back up all of his statements and verify and validate his statements was just made it more impactful. I think maybe it was a little drawn out because at the end of the day, the message is sleep is important. But I implore you, please pick up this book if you just want to realize truly how important it is. If you get less than 7 hours of sleep, pick this up, please. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you'd like to be a part of. Ooh, so besides Bridge 4 in Stormlight, because I feel like that's a pretty popular answer. I haven't actually watched a whole bunch of these tags, but I feel like Bridge 4 would be a very popular answer. I also just wouldn't want to be a part of a bridge crew in general because their life seems pretty hard. So I'm gonna go with the Raven Boys from the book The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. These characters in this book are so fantastic. I fell in love with them immediately. It just made me want to be a part of this friend group so bad. The plot of this series and this book, I can't really tell you what it is, but the characters are so fantastic that if you love a creepy, atmospheric, character-driven story that deals a little with the paranormal, then I can't recommend this enough because you will just want to be best friends with everyone. Even with all of their flaws, these characters are very flawed and they have their quirks. I love them all and I want to be their friends. The colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall-colored spines. Oh, I'm too lazy for this stuff. There. Okay, there's your spines. I'm too lazy to go get more, so this will just have to do. Fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. Do I have one? I think that this counts. So I'm gonna say The Tiger's Daughter by Kay Arsenault Rivera, which is an Asian-inspired fantasy. And the reason I chose this is because it's told in, the majority of the perspective is told in second person. And so the second person narrative is being told as if one of the characters is writing letters to your other main character. And those letters are kind of revisiting their story of how they met and how they fell in love. And it's beautifully written. So I think that this counts because technically the one character is writing letters of their story to the other character and is telling them their story. Does that count? It's really beautifully written, and it's a little slow, but my goodness, the character work in this book and the writing is just so well done. So I do recommend this. I haven't finished the rest of the series yet because the second book got a little boring, but I'm determined to come back to it someday because I really did enjoy this first book quite a bit. The Nights Are Getting Darker. Share a dark and creepy read. Ooh, I'm going to call out my most recent read, which was Nightmare by Chad Nicholas. This was also sent to me so kindly by the author, and it is now available on Amazon, so go grab yourself a copy if you want to support Chad, because this book was so creepy. Oh my goodness. I'll be talking more about it in my wrap-up, but wow, I was very impressed with this debut novel. The ending had me pretty shocked, and I will say that some of the imagery in this, if you are afraid of crows, if you are afraid of scarecrows, this is scary. It had some pretty disturbing imagery in it. It was very dark, but it was such a page turner, and it's a short read, so you can get through it really quick. I mean, look at the back. Like, if that doesn't scream dark and creepy, I don't know what does. So if you like some dark, twisted horror thriller stories, this is definitely a really fun read. I love that I read this in October. It was perfect for this season. So I definitely recommend Nightmare. The Days Are Getting Colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. Josh and Hazel's Skycha Not Dating by Christina Lauren is so precious. I just adore this story. I thought it was so cute. It is a best friends to lovers romance, and you will just fall in love with Josh and Hazel and their friendship. You will just love it. I was smiling throughout this whole book. It was so cute. So if you just need something that's a pick-me-up, that's an easy read, sweet, just will make you smile, Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. Fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. So I definitely want to reread the whole Grisha trilogy very soon, especially before the show on Netflix comes out. The first time I read this was probably about 5 years ago now, so it's been quite a while, and I remember absolutely loving this trilogy and the Six of Crows duology. Loving it. I loved the world building. I loved the characters. And now I think it's like less popular to love this series because I see so many negative reviews for it nowadays, but I still loved it. So I'd love to revisit and see if it still holds up to what I originally thought upon my first read of this trilogy. Especially before the show comes out, because I am so excited for the show. Oh my goodness. So what did you think of this? Did you like it? Am I in the minority now by loving this trilogy? I don't know, but I loved it and can't wait for the show, so I definitely want to reread it soon. Fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. Ooh, this is the perfect time to mention that I just got a new order from Marie's Crafting in, and if you all don't know, I am in love with Marie's Crafting. She does bookmarks, handmade bookmarks, stickers, little quote cards, just all the cute stuff. Here is her name, so adorable, and her store is just www.mariescrafting.com. So on her store, she just released her fall collection, and I think it's my favorite, so I have to show off what she sent me because it's so beautiful. So the first thing are the little quote cards. So this one says beautiful autumn, and this one says today is a hot chocolate kind of day. Look how cute. And then if you flip on the back, they have these beautiful patterns. This is my favorite thing about all of her stuff is they are reversible. So every side is so stunning. So the first ones I'll show you for the bookmarks are her witchy collection, which are just fantastic. So she has all of these that are available. So I love the dark greens and purples, very witchy. I love this one, Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. And then if you look at the backs, look how cool. Oh my gosh. And then all the glitter. And look how cool all that watercolor is. And then all of them have these little ribbons on top that makes it really easy to see where you're at in your book since they stick out from the pages. I love that. Here are a couple more that I absolutely adore. This one says, remember your roots. Has that beautiful pattern on the back. I love the colors of this one. This is so autumn. Look at the back. It like reminds me of candy corn. I love it so much. And then the wood on the back. This one's beautiful. And then a couple more. So these are my personal favorites. I love them so much. This one says, hello sweater weather, and look at the back, so cute. And then this one, I love that pumpkin. The holographic gold pumpkin is so cute, and then the back is stunning. I love the orange. That pop of color is so pretty. So here are all of the bookmarks. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. And then the two little quote cards. So if you want to grab some for yourself, her fall collection is still available, but she does sell out of stuff pretty quick. So you might want to go check it out, grab what your favorite is. I can't recommend her store enough. Every single bookmark she sends me is just, I know that it was handmade by her with such care and detail. She does such a good job, and I have a coupon code down below if you want to go check it out. It'll all be in the description box. So those are my favorite reading accessories, is Marie's Crafting bookmarks. Spread the autumn appreciation and tag some people. So for today, I will tag a couple people. If you've already done this tag, I'm so sorry. Let me know so that I can go watch your video. I'm gonna tag Tori from Tori Morrow, whose channel I absolutely adore. She has a lot of great sci-fi and fantasy recommendations. So Tori, consider yourself tagged. I will tag Kayla from Books with Kayla. She actually just did a whole shopping vlog, picking out all of this awesome, fun autumn and witchy decor for her bookshelves. I loved watching that. It was so cozy. So I know you're a fan of fall, Kayla, so consider yourself tagged. I will tag Abby from Abby Salter, who just started her channel, and it is already so fantastic. I would love to see you do this tag, Abby. And then I will lastly tag Mariah from Bookish with Mariah, who is such a delight. Her enthusiasm on all of her videos always makes me smile. She just has the most infectious smile and personality, and I just love her channel so much. So to consider yourself tagged as well, Mariah. All of those channels will be linked down below. Definitely go check them out. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I release new videos every Monday and Thursday. Sorry, this week was a little off and feeling a little under the weather, but I feel better now, so I'll try to keep up with the normal routine as much as I can. So bear with me as I try to deal with feeling a little sick recently. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!